This week on 49ers Cal High Sports Report, our very special year-end show with the very best from the past season. We'll have the most thrilling football games of the year, including Bishop O'Dowd and Marin Catholic, and Sarah taking on St. Francis.
And we'll revisit the stories that touched our hearts this season, including the amazing story of the Freedom wide receiver Jalen Thomas. It's all next on the year-end edition of 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports Report. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We begin this special show with one of the games we thought was the very best of the past football season.
This was the first of two meetings between Liberty and Freedom, these two playoff teams and league rivals, meeting with the league title on the line November 3rd. It all comes down to this, the NCS D1 championship game, Liberty and Freedom. We fast forward into the second quarter where the scoring comes alive. Terrell Sturgis-Cofer catches the ball on the pitch. He'll tiptoe his way along the sideline, manages to keep himself in bounds and takes this one inside the 30. Very next play, it's Sturgis-Cofer again on the handoff. He powers his way into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Liberty up 10-0. Counting down the final minutes of the half, the Falcons looking to get the ball rolling, but this ball is fumbled and picked up by a sea full of Lions as they take back possession and a first down. Very next play, Jay Butterfield steps back, and he slings this one across the middle to find his buddy Sione Vaki, and he strolls into the end zone to lead it 16-0 at the half. Moving ahead to the third, where it was all Liberty. Sturgis-Cofer will run this one in for his second rushing TD of the game. And now Freedom taking possession, but in comes the tandem of Peyton Zdroik and Estevan Davila for the sack to force a 3-and-out to the fourth quarter now, and there's a trend going on here. It's Sturgis-Cofer taking the handoff. He'll find a few holes and rushes this one for his third touchdown of the game as Liberty pulls ahead 30-0. Final moments of the game now. The Lions seal the deal with Jay Butterfield stepping back to find Sione Vaki across the middle for 6, and the Lions take home the NCS D1 title. 37-0 was the final.
The Liberty Lions went on to win the NCS Division I title with another win over Freedom.
Yeah, and on that Freedom team was a wide receiver and defensive back who awed us with his abilities and charmed us with his sparkling personality.
When the sun sets on Freedom High School and those Friday night lights shine on the football field, that's when the Falcons' vision becomes the clearest. Finishing undefeated in a tough league last season, the Freedom Falcons have their sights set on a repeat. All made possible by the 16 seniors filling the roster. Seniors like Jalen Thomas.
Watch out for the secondary.
This guy does it all. Kicks, throws, holds, catches, defense, offense. Most players like to stick to one position, maybe two. Well, from the first time Jalen stepped onto the field, he was already one of a kind.
You know, you never want to ask the kid about, about being different. And with Jalen, it's pretty obvious. You know, he's in my freshman class, and, I went up and approached him, and I knew he played football. And we started talking about it. He's like, Coach, I'm good. I'm like, all right. And from then on, it hasn't been an issue.
Jalen is completely blind in his left eye.
I was born without a pupil in my eye, and it wasn't developed. My eye didn't fully develop when I was in the womb, so they tried to do surgeries, and I've had multiple since I was born. I had my first one when I was 2 weeks old.
The blue in Jalen's eye is scar tissue. That was a side effect from all of the surgeries.
Did not vote for me.
And although they didn't work, Jalen says he never let his vision stop him from doing what he wanted to do.
I'm trying to go for a deep score.
And Jalen wanted to play football.
When I first started, my parents, they were kind of worried. They were just weren't worried I would get hit from the blind side, or I wouldn't be able to see one side of the field. But I kind of just went with the flow and just built off of that and learned to just play how everyone else would play.
To be able to catch these balls with one good eye, that's pretty remarkable. In order to create depth and make it really accurate, you got to have both eyes working together. If you were to close one eye and look at the same object, it'll be off to the side. And with the same object with the other eye is off to the side. And the brain uses the distance between the two objects to kind of figure out, how far things are. There's really no vision on one side of his world. And so somehow, if he's able to do that, I think that's pretty remarkable.
I just go out there and I just play and I just don't even think about it.
He's a good quarterback. I mean, plays wide out for us, safety.
Watch the swing.
He has zero limitations, and from day one, you would never know that the way he plays on the field, his vision and everything, that he only has sight in one eye, and that's to me pretty amazing.
When I heard the story, it kind of amazed me because it doesn't slow him. It doesn't slow him down. It doesn't affect how he plays.
Ronell Snell is Jalen's best friend. He says having a friend and teammate like Jalen is inspiring.
It's very motivating because it's like through all the challenges, you could still prosper.
When Jalen wears his helmet,
Don't move.
the face mask might be able to cover up his uniqueness. But he says he's not hiding anything.
I grew up just trying to use it as a blessing from God, so I just play like everybody else will play, and I don't use it as an excuse because I don't really like excuses, so I just play to the best of my ability every game and play every play like it's my last.
Coming up, the Alhambra quarterback taking the field as a survivor of the Boston Marathon bombings.
And later, the team devastated by the Marin County fires and what they had to battle to return to the field on this year-end edition of 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
At Stanford Healthcare, we can now repair complex aortic aneurysms without invasive surgery. If we can do that, imagine what we can do for varicose veins. And if we can precisely treat eye cancer with minimal damage to the rest of the eye, imagine what we can do for glaucoma, even cataracts. If we can use DNA to diagnose the rarest of diseases, imagine what we can do for the conditions that affect us all. Imagine what we can do for you.
The Rikes Center is well known as an elite athletic training facility, but you might not be aware of all the ways the center touches the lives of our community. In addition to athletic fitness, nature awareness, and creative arts, the Rikes Center offers a diverse community service program, allowing students to gain leadership and life skills, learning the responsibilities of a real work environment, from working with young children to helping veterans with archery. The community service program will teach students the demands of a professional environment while fulfilling their high school's community service requirements. For almost 50 years, Block Construction has been enhancing the Greater Bay Area and Central Coast, transforming the Northern California landscape, building corporate offices, schools, health and wellness centers, research labs, historic and non-profit buildings, using innovative and sustainable techniques, delivering safety and quality, creating trusting lifelong partnerships. Block Construction, building futures since 1970.
We are back at Levi Stadium in the NBC Sports Studio with the story of one of the Bay Area's top quarterbacks. Aaron Hurd led his Alhambra Bulldogs team to a league title in the Diablo Valley League.
Yeah, and Aaron was back on the field with his dad as head coach just 4 years after suffering serious injuries in the Boston Marathon bombing. Chiara Biagini has his story.
In 2013, 12-year-old Aaron Hearn traveled with his father Alan and sister Abigail to Boston to watch their mom Catherine race in the 117th Boston Marathon. The atmosphere was filled with pure excitement and inspiration as runners crossed the finish line. That was until terror struck the streets of Boston.
And I just remember just sitting there for a while, just sitting on the rails, and then eventually you just hear this one big boom, and everybody kind of looks over there, and it just kind of like everything was silent, everything just kind of froze in time almost, and you see this huge stack of smoke just going up, and then before I know it, just this big boom. 2 bombs detonated near the finish line of the race. Aaron, at the wrong place at the wrong time, was struck by shrapnel from the second bomb. I'm just on the ground and like I can't see anything, like my eyes are closed. You know, I'm burning up, like my whole body's hurt, like I'm like scrunched up, and I'm just like super hot, and I feel like this is it, like I'm dead. Like this is what I don't know, to me that's what I thought it felt like, and I thought it was over. It's like nothing you ever think of would ever happen. I mean, it's not something you expect at all. The explosives killed 3 people that day, injuring nearly 300. Aaron was one of them, left in critical condition. And like from the knee down to my socks, and I was just like solid red with blood, and it was just like no skin color showing, and it's just, and I moved up to my shorts, I lifted up, and they're just like down on my bone, it's this big divot, and I was just yelling for my dad. I was like, anybody anybody want to help me? I'm like asking for help.
Aaron's father, the head football coach at Alhambra, was just a few feet away. He found Aaron and immediately got help from 2 firefighters and another spectator. This is Aaron here being rushed to the hospital with his legs badly injured.
It was really unfair that for someone so young to have to go through so much trauma so early that I wish I could have taken some of that for him instead of him having to go through that. So it was difficult watching him in the hospital bed, mostly sedated for a while, and then having to go through a couple surgeries and cleaning out his wounds and learn how to walk again. It was painful to watch for him. And you feel, as a parent, as a father, you feel guilty about your son having to go through something like that at 11, 12 years old.
Aaron had to completely relearn how to walk on top of the emotional post-traumatic stress. But Aaron Hearn battled to recover.
Doing good.
He just has a quality to him that really just can't be taught. Handles the spotlight really well with everything that's gone on with the bombing and his dad being the coach. You know, there's a lot of pressure on him, and he continues to show up, and he's the same kid every day. He has a positive attitude, whether he has a good day or a bad day, and I think his teammates really respond to that well.
It took a few years for the Hearn family to obtain as much normalcy as possible. Aaron is now in his first year of varsity football, doing an outstanding job as starting quarterback for Alhambra. Despite all the devastation and horror Aaron witnessed nearly 4 years ago, he is now thriving with the help of his family, friends, and football.
You know, sometimes you forget it, but you gotta think back, and that's why once in a while I remind myself of it. And you know, you gotta be thankful for all the little things. When you get upset about something that really has no meaning, you know, something goes on in school, something on the field, and you get to step back and, you know, realize, you know, I'm still here. I can still be with my family. I can still be with my friends. You know, I can still see my little sister. But there's a lot of good things that came of it. You know, I felt like I matured from it, and there's a lot of things I'm thankful for. And all the little things that you take for granted every day, and then you realize, you know, I can still have this right now.
Aaron tore his ACL late in the season, but expects to be back at full speed and ready to lead his team next season.
Amazing. Coming up, the team devastated by the fires ravaging Northern California.
And later, the NCS title game between volleyball powers Monta Vista and James Logan.
Head over to the Silver Creek Sportsplex in South San Jose for the excitement and fun of day camps for kids ages 7 to 12. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air-conditioned facility where your superstar will receive the best training in a variety of sports in the morning. They'll experience flag football and soccer on the Bay Area's best indoor fields. They'll learn roller hockey, baseball, softball, and more. Afternoons are filled with a variety of fun activities. Sign up now for our Veterans Day and Christmas camps. Build skills, make friends, and have fun. In 2006, a small group of dedicated, experienced real estate top producers broke from the tradition of large-scale real estate mega companies. Our goal was to form an upscale boutique agency with an unprecedented knowledge of the local market and community. We are the best and the brightest, top producing agents in Silicon Valley, agreeing to collaborate to leverage our talents and ensure the success of every opportunity for our clients. And we give back with $500,000 a year annually going out to 24 different organizations. Sereno Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pizzine in Palo Alto, and I'm a proud supporter of Bay Area high school sports.
Hi, my name's Ed Graziani from Los Altos. I'm proud to support high school athletics on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
The Northern California wildfires had a huge effect on Bay Area football this season, with smoke in the air, canceling and postponing games all around the Bay Area.
Yeah, that was a crazy week, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
But no school was hurt more by the fires than the Cardinal Newman High School. We traveled to Santa Rosa to see the damage to the school and how the football team worked to get back on the field. What does football really mean when there is such tragedy in your community? When fires tear through neighborhoods, when people die, when homes are destroyed and memories are dissolved into smoke, disintegrated into ash. To these players from the Cardinal Newman football team, football means everything. 90 of the school's 620 students lost their homes, 5 on the football team, including starting quarterback Bo Barrington.
I mean, I just think we feel bad for each other, and we all know the devastation, but I think we're going to pull together, and everything's going to be all right.
The team was back on the practice field last week, the field and practice time a gift from El Molino High School.
When you see that, it's heartwarming because you're in need, and people didn't wait for us to call them. They called us and said, how do we help? And there's multiple schools that did that, so it's just, you're proud to be a part of the community that reaches out to people in need.
Much of Cardinal Newman High School was destroyed in the fire. The entire school now displaced along with many of the families. It all happened so suddenly.
I got woke up early in the morning around like 4 o'clock with my dad. He heard strong winds, and he looked outside, and our fence was like flipped over like by the house, and we went outside and just saw our neighbors running, screaming, yelling fire.
Embers basically falling onto my house. My neighbor's house had already gone up and everything. We were basically had like 2 or 3 minutes before it was about to hit our house.
Just get out. We knew our house was going to be gone when we came back, so we just needed to get out of there.
A chaotic night where Nico's father decided to try and go back to their home to see what he could save. Instead, he ended up saving 2 lives.
A young girl, she was literally crawling on the ground in the middle of the street, and burn marks. Her arms were all burned, her legs, and she had an elderly father that was like trying to help her, but ambers were flying everywhere. There's burn marks all over.
They were crying out for help. When I seen that, I just instantly went to help. So I threw some things out the front seat and put her in the front seat and her father, and they just held the door because they were crammed in there, and we just wheeled it out of there.
There was no time to gather belongings, just enough time to get in a car and speed away, leaving behind a home and a lifetime of memories.
I went back actually the morning that we got evacuated because no one was there, and just saw my house burn to the ground, watched everything turn to ash, and they haven't let us back in because it's still in the evacuated zone, so I haven't been able to go back yet.
The next day I went back, and it's like a bomb was dropped on it. All of Coffey Park is just destroyed. I couldn't recognize my own house.
So there it was this past Monday night, a high school football game being played. Nico Kitchen wearing number 21 because his number 15 jersey was burned in the fire. First responders being honored before the game. 2 teams devastated by fires meeting on a football field.
It's opening hearts. It's giving you something to smile and have a good time about. It's bringing everybody together again.
The community has pitched in, and donations and help have come to this area from all over the world. These people are Sonoma strong. They will persevere.
It's crazy how much like the community and like friends and family have just came together to help everyone out. Like basically everyone in Santa Rosa has came here and helped us, and everyone's supporting everyone now.
And a football game was played. For this shining moment, the devastation just down the street seemed miles away. When the game ends, these people will go back to dealing with the task of rebuilding their lives, their homes, their school. But for today, football means so much. An emotional night here tonight at Rancho Cotati High School with both these schools. All of the players on both these teams devastated by the Northern California fires. Tonight's game is a battle between the 6-0 Rancho Cotati team and the 5-1 Cardinal Newman team. Cardinal Newman, of course, away from school the past 2 weeks. They've been taking classes online, but the team has been practicing at El Molino High School, and they are ready to go. Their first game back on the field in 2 weeks. Rancho Cotati and Cardinal Newman in tonight's Block Construction Blockbuster game. Rancho Cotati driving early, handed to Ryan Materi, and the 200-pound senior races into the end zone, 7-0 Cougars. Cardinal Newman coming right back. Bo Barrington firing over the middle to Nico Kitchen, and Nico fights for the catch. A few plays later, Barrington dives in for the Cardinals. Touchdown, we're tied at 7-all. Same score second quarter, Jake Simmons back to throw for the Cougars, and he hits junior tight end Connor Barbato, who had himself a huge game. A few plays later, Simmons steps up and throws to Jalen Ward in the end zone. Rancho Cotati up 14-7. Down 17-7, Newman trying to come back, but stepping in and picking off the pass is Barbato, and this play was huge. Connor taking it 60 yards for the pick six, and Rancho Cotati has a 24-7 lead. The Cardinals fighting back. Tanner Mendoza goes right side. He sheds a couple of tackles and powers his way forward for a first down. And then Barrington looks over the middle for Nico Kitchen. Touchdown for the senior, and it's 24-14. But the Cougars extend their lead here as Materi gets his second touchdown of the game, this from 34 yards out, and the Cougars lead is 41-21. Cardinal Newman gets closer here as Mark Boschetti takes the kickoff at the 3, follows his blockers and breaks free, and it's pure speed from there. A 97-yard kickoff return, but not enough as Rancho Cotati wins this emotional game, the first game being played since the fires. 41-28 was the final score, Rancho Cotati over Cardinal Newman. After that October 23rd loss, the Cardinals went on a 6-game winning streak, beating Rancho Cotati in a rematch just 2 weeks later. The Cardinals ended the season in a heartbreaking 59-56 loss to Marin Catholic in the section title game.
But still, great story.
Great season for them.
Yeah.
Coming up, Monte Vista and Logan in the NCS Volleyball Finals.
And the story of the Santa Teresa football player paralyzed by a rare ailment but able to come back and play. His story next.
Santa has come way too early. We've got toys, and more toys at South County Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat in Gilroy. Get 40% off on some remaining 17s in stock. We got rows of Hellcats, Scat Packs, Durango SRT, Grand Cherokee, Challengers, Chargers, Wranglers, lifted and regular Rams, Chrysler 300s, and guess what? The 2018 Demons are coming. Drive a little, save a lot in Gilroy.
Ho, ho, ho! Why would you buy anywhere else?
The San Francisco 49ers are committed to helping kids live a healthy, active lifestyle.
You're plenty fast enough. You're plenty fast. Exchange, exchange. Good. Go, 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 go.
Check out 49ers.com/YF to see how you can get involved.
49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Block Construction, together building greatness. By the Silver Creek Sportsplex, the Bay Area's premier sports and fitness destination. The Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. And by DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer.
We continue with our end of the season special with the NCS title game between two of the Bay Area's best volleyball teams, Monte Vista and James Logan.
The two teams meeting in a marathon match for the section title back on November 11th.
The Monte Vista 6 men out in full force to root on their Mustangs. James Logan, though, comes out firing in the first. Abigail Vallado to Ruby Santos to Tatiana Taylor-Afoa for the kill. The Colts win at 25-18. The Mustangs fight back in the second. Hana Okahura setting up Nicole Kavoda for the monster kill. MV still on the attack. Jordan Polo with the pass. Okahura with the set. And Maddie Daly with the finish as the Mustangs win the second. Monte Vista looking to keep the momentum going in the third, but James Logan playing some D. Maxine Twizon going up for the big-time block. But Okahura dumps this one in, and Monte Vista takes set 3, 26-24. MV riding the momentum into the fourth. Okahura finds Choi, and she sets up Polo, who smashes it to the wood. Logan still battling Taylor-Afoa with a big-time ace to start the rally. Then it's Twizon playing some great D at the net as the Colts take the fourth, 25-20. But Monte Vista recollects itself in set 5, Polo to Okahura to Amanda Thornton, and she puts it away as the Monte Vista Mustangs win it in 5 sets to take their 4th straight NCS Division I title. Kavoda, Polo, and Daly with big games for the Mustangs. Monte Vista and our Volleyball Player of the Year, Nikki Kavat, went on to lose in NorCals, while James Logan with our Scholar Athlete of the Year, Tatiana Tagliafoa, went all the way to the Division I state title game only to lose to state champ Santa Margarita.
It was still a good game.
Awesome years for both teams.
Yes, exactly. We have another story now of a young man who inspired us this past football season. Zyrek Pirano suffered an illness that left him paralyzed, and Kiara Biagini brought the story of his recovery.
Zyrek Pirano loves the game of football. Since the young age of 7, he would not be seen without a ball in his hands. And although Zyrek may be one of the smallest players on the field, his heart outshines most. Shortly after the star football player finished his first season with the Saints, he started experiencing abnormal numbness in his limbs and impaired vision. After a few tests, Zyrick was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome.
The worst possible point about this Guillain-Barré syndrome was when you just can't move. You can't. Either your body starts getting numb. You like the only parts you can move are your fingertips, but you can feel the numbness in them. You can't move. You can't walk on your own. The part when you can't eat, you just don't have the urge to eat. You can't do none of that. The hardest part, you can't sleep either. It's hard.
GBS is a rare condition in which the body's immune system attacks the nervous system, causing paralysis. Zyrick was hospitalized for a week and a half with blurred vision, paralyzed from the waist down with a long road to recovery.
Throughout the hospital, when I was in the ER, not the ER, like the hospital bed, I just threw up. It was hard for me to go to the bathroom. I was urinating blood. I just really got sad in the hospital, sitting in the bed, just thinking about football over and over, thinking I couldn't play again.
After missing his second semester of his junior year, thoughts of never being able to play football flooded his head. The terrible symptoms of GBS kept young Zyrick from participating in preseason workouts with his team, but luckily, Zyrick was not facing this battle alone.
Once my coach found out, my best friend, Ethan Mazzone, he gave the coach an idea to make a video saying to get well with the whole team in the locker room. I saw it with one eye. I saw it, and then I just started crying. My mom started crying. My grandma started crying. It was just really emotional. A lot of emotional stuff happened. Yeah, my team was always there for me.
Get well, bro. We all love you.
Zyrick went through months of physical therapy and started responding to the medication prescribed by his doctors. Hope began to arise. Without the love and support of his team and his family, including his younger brother Zaid, Zyrick would not be here today.
Feed him, waking him up, helping him to the bathroom. He would call me at night if he needed help, like to the bathroom and stuff, and I would help him go back to sleep. I didn't know what was gonna really happen to him, because that was the first time that ever happened in our family, like the first disease that ever happened. I was crying my eyes out, praying to God that he would be okay.
The dream of playing football again is what drove Zyrick to get better. Even though his physical condition was not 100%, he did everything that he could to get back on the field.
Zyrick would not stop asking me if he could participate, even though he wasn't cleared by the doctor. Every day he said, "Coach, let me just lift. Coach, let me just run." And we had to kind of, keep the chains on him a little bit because they were very concerned about, him getting more sick. He missed a lot of school, and he would come and just watch practice whenever he felt up to it. And through his treatments and everything, he gradually, improved to the point where he was actually cleared to lift, and then it was cleared to run, and then there was that great day when he was cleared to actually fully participate, which brought tears to all of us. Even now I think about it, it gets pretty emotional.
As the summer sun began to shine, Zyrick was finally cleared to hit the field. An emotional day for everyone.
First day back in the field, I cried when I got home. I cried when I got home. It felt really great. I was so excited to play with my boys again. I just missed the football field. I really thought I wouldn't be able to step on the field and run on the field with the guys again.
Zyrick is now back on the football field for his senior year, feeling better than ever. He is grateful for every day on the field beside his team.
Coming up, a thrilling football playoff game between Bishop O'Dowd and Marin Catholic.
And another marathon volleyball game as Sacred Heart Prep battles Carmel.
One of the best football games this season came in the NCS Division III semifinals as 4th seeded Bishop O'Dowd met the top seed Marin Catholic.
Yeah, and the winner would head to the section final game. The game was played at Marin Catholic on Saturday afternoon, November 25th.
BOD Marin Catholic winner plays Cardinal Newman for the D3 championship. Kicking things off in the second quarter, MC up by a TD. Our player of the week, Quinn Brennan, gets a snap. He runs to the far side, doesn't see an open man, then looks back to the near side, and there with a jump ball is Isaiah Petre. The PAT from Ryan Anderson is good. BOD goes up 7-6. Just seconds left in the half. Brennan from the Dragons' 43-yard line lobs it up. And there on the receiving end is Oregon commit Javon Holland, a 57-yard pass. The Dragons go into the third with a 13-6 lead. But Marin Catholic is averaging over 50 points a game. Spencer Petrus with a short pass to Anthony Marino. He's going to run a while. He moves the Wildcats up about 25. That would lead to a TD. We're tied at 13 going into the final quarter. Not even a minute into the fourth, Brennan with the handoff to Austin Jones. He stiff arms a guy, and the Dragons go up 20-13. 5 minutes later, Wildcats on the prowl. Petras throws a long one in there with the catch is Peter Brown. He had an awesome game on defense as well. 2 plays later, MC sticking with Petra's arm. It's high, it's deep, and it's a touchdown. That's Gavin Cook fighting with the safety for possession. He's got it. The PAT is no good, though, and the Dragons still have the 20-19 lead. Less than a minute left in the game. The Wildcats put an end to it. Petras to Cook, 25-20. The Wildcats pull off the nail-biter to advance to the NC D2 Championship. Petras, one heck of a game. It's the Carlmont Scots hosting Sacred Heart Prep in the D2 NorCal Finals. Gators with a quick lead in the first, a big reason being their stellar defense. Alexa Bartlett put up a wall and the Gators take the 10-4 lead. Gators on the attack. Celia Charlton bumps it to Haley Martella, who sets it to Elena Radev. SHP takes the set 25-16. Carlmont grabs another lead in the second as Jules Tan gives it to Sophie Shrivastava. She dumps it over the net. Nice trick play there. But the Gators get in a rhythm. Eliza Foley bumps it to Martella, and she sets it to Regan Smith and slams it in for the kill. SHP takes the second set by 5. Carlmont took the momentum in the third. SHP tries to get the kill on the overpass, but the Scots' Maya McClellan is too fast. Carlmont takes the third. Scots light a fire in the fourth. Here's Maya to Shrivastava to Alicia Mitha, who rips it home. Scots take the 25-18, forcing a fifth set. And what an exciting set it was. Gators match point, but Carlmont ties it up as Morgan McClellan passes to Shrivastava. She sets it to Maya for the kill. SHP gets another match point. Regan finds Martella. She sets it across the court, ending this game to none other than Kate Dessler. The Gators are crowned D2 NorCal champs. What a huge win for Dessler, leading the way with 24 kills. Coming up, another thrilling football game as rivals Camp Lindo and Acalanes battle to the final seconds.
And the Wilcox football player on the football field despite the troubles in his family. The Manny Ramirez story is next. The Rikers Center has long been a staple of the Bay Area sports community, offering flexible and adaptable training programs for all ages. Among their most advanced programs is Cornerstone, a training course that combines a group-style training session with one-on-one supervision to optimize the training of its most elite athletes. Beginning each session with a group-based training workout, Cornerstone offers the best of both worlds. Fluid dynamic sessions followed by routine, all the while being assisted by the center's certified coaches.
Hi, I'm Tom McGraw, and I have the privilege of serving as CEO of First National Bank of Northern California. It's also been a privilege to grow up and make my home in the beautiful Bay Area and play high school sports just like many of you. We're proud to support local businesses and homeowners, as well as the hardworking youth and student athletes in the Bay Area. Come in and meet us and see how community banking really makes a difference in building stronger neighborhoods. Come into a branch and say hi.
First National Bank,
the family bank. Santa has come way too early. We've got toys, toys, and more toys at South County Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat in Gilroy. Get 40% off on some remaining 17s in stock. We got rows of Hellcats, Scat Packs, Durango SRT, Grand Cherokee, Challengers, Chargers, Wranglers, lifted and regular Rams, Chrysler 300s, and guess what? The 2018 Demons are coming. Drive a little, save a lot in Gilroy.
Ho, ho, ho. Why would you buy anywhere else?
Back at Levi Stadium with the exciting game played in the Diablo Foothill League with rivals Acalanes and Camp Lindo battling it out.
This one featured two of the very best quarterbacks in the Bay Area, with the Dons' Robbie Rowell and the Cougars' John Torchio. It was one of those quarterbacks whose big play decided this game. A huge crowd at Acalanes High School for this big league rivalry game. Into the first, John Torchio will plow his way into the end zone for Campo's first touchdown of the game. Fast forward to the second quarter, it's Torchio again stepping back and finding Parker Windat, who takes this one 55 yards. Cougars up 14-0. A few moments later, the Dons taking charge on offense. Robbie Rowell goes deep to Chris Rogers, an acrobatic grab. Incredible play there. Very next play, Rowell goes across the middle on the quick pass to Brian Merkin for the Dons' first touchdown of the game. 3 minutes left, the Dons take possession. Watch out, because Rowell is not only dangerous with his arm, but he can run. Rowell shedding a couple of attackers, finding a hole. Look at him go, diving across the end zone to tie this game at 14 all at the half. Very next quarter, this game gets exciting to watch. Torchio pitches this one to Shunashita on the read option. He'll go along the sideline and find the end zone, and we're tied at 21 all. Fourth quarter now, Don's looking to take the lead. Raul goes deep for his buddy Merker again. His second touchdown of the game, and it's now 28-21 Dons. But with the game tied at 28 all, Raul takes this one for himself on the play action, diving into the end zone as time expires, and Raul wins it for the Dons with a come-behind 35-28 victory.
Now, both of those quarterbacks, Raul and Torchio, were our players of the year.
Yeah, that's right. Raul, our offensive player of the year, and Torchio, all-around player of the year because he played such great defense as well. And now he's playing basketball, too, so we'll see him there.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Another one of our favorite stories now from this past season.
The support Manny gave his family is inspirational to all of us here at 49ers Cal High and to the people who have seen this story.
Aubrey met Manny and his family this past season and came back with this report.
Sports are a series of ups and downs, successes and failures, wins and losses. How an athlete handles those defeats is what separates the good from the great.
Did you get that?
And even though Manny Sandoval began his football career just 4 years ago as a freshman, Manny has a lot of experience rolling with the punches.
My life wasn't that easy when I was little. We were homeless.
Punch number 1. Manny and his family were homeless for 8 years.
Shelters and mostly under bridges and stuff. Food-wise and living wasn't that easy for us.
In 8th grade, Manny and his family were able to get housing right next to Wilcox. And the following year, Manny says he found a second home, this time in the Charger football program.
I couldn't afford to get him into sports when he was little, and one day he came home with an application. He says, "Mom, please sign this." And I said, "Okay." I go, "It's not going to cost you nothing." I think $20 at that time it was. And I said, "Okay, that's fine." And I didn't know how bad he wanted it until I saw it.
I love those guys, you know. They've always been there for me when things went bad. It's my mom.
Punch number 2. Manny's mom used to weigh over 400 pounds. She had a gastric bypass surgery where she was able to lose 260 of those pounds, but after her surgery, her health began to decline.
I had seizures, and I almost died in front of them. That day, he thought I had died. He collapsed and ran out.
When it happened, I just froze. I felt like I could have done something because I don't know what to do in that situation.
Now Manny helps his mom in every way he can, washing dishes, doing laundry, making dinner.
It's hard for her to get up and to actually move around like she used to do.
But even with all those responsibilities, Manny's performance on the field and his commitment to his team never faltered.
One of the hardest workers we have out here. No matter how he feels, no matter how his day's gone, his work ethic is always top amongst our players.
Everything is his world is football. First his family, and then it's just football all the way through. He's never failed the game, failed the team, or himself, but he has so much heart for the game.
She tells me, no matter what happens, come to practice, because that's what she knows that I love to do.
Now, Manny continues to give the sport all he has, even when, about 2 months ago, Manny's mom was diagnosed with cancer. Punch number 3. But not a knockout, because just like before, Manny is confident that this too will be another trial he and his family will rise above. And Manny will use football as a means to rise even higher than he ever thought was possible.
Has football changed your life?
Yeah, it did. I have good grades now, and I'm trying to get a scholarship this year so I can go to college because that's what I want, my mom wants. I'm trying to get a diploma so I can make her proud.
He tells me that he admires me the most in the world. I'm not a doctor. I'm not somebody who I feel I'm important. But he and my other kids make me feel important. And I'm very honored to be his mom. I tell you that from the bottom of my heart, really honored to even have known him.
Coming up, how does a volleyball team with a losing record win a state title? Well, we'll show you.
And a CCS playoff game to double overtime. We'll show you this game when we come back.
49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By South County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Drive a little, save a lot. By Club Sport at the Sportsplex. Live healthy. And by the Sereno Group. Here for good.
Hi, I'm Lucy Wiedemeyer, longtime real estate broker, and I'm teamed up with Keith Andry, my favorite son-in-law. Many of you remember Charlie Wiedemeyer, my husband. We both support high school sports.
Hi, John Failer out of Saratoga and Santa Clara. I am very proud to support Northern California Bay Area high school sports.
The Presentation Panthers play in a very tough West Catholic League. They battled hard but did not win a single league contest this past season. So why are they included in this show?
Yeah, I have no idea. No, because the Panthers ended up winning a section title and making it all the way to the state title game. Here's what happened there.
The Presentation Panthers playing in their final game of the season, taking on Rancho Bernardo for the state title. The Broncos already up by 1 set. That's Lauren Kwan with the ace to go up 3-0. But Prez hangs in there. Serena Zanotto to Jenna Sandal to tie it up at 9. But the Broncos would go on to win set 2. Zoe Zachili to Jessica Malone to Julia Callan, and the Panthers are in a bit of a bind. On to the third set, it's Malone with the set over to Zachili to take the lead in the third. But the Panthers are not ready to end their season. Sophia Strauss to Zanotto to Katie LeBaron, and the Panthers take the 2-point lead. Then Prez starts rolling. Zanotto to Sandal, and Presentation would go on to take the third, 25-18. And then the Panthers would absolutely dominate the fourth set. Set point 24-15, Carissa Fernandez, Zanotto, LeBaron, and we're going to a fifth set. Rancho starts off strong. Malone assists Zachili in that kill, and they would take the 6-1 lead. But the Panthers would take the next 4 points, make that 5. Sandal with the kill to tie it at 6. A thrilling game comes down to the wire. The Panthers with championship point. Zanotto, Abby Montgomery, and they pulled it off. The underdogs from Presentation take home the state championship. Look at the Panthers smiling from ear to ear. LeBaron with a great game to end her senior season.
CCS D4 action. This is Santa Clara hosting the Independent 76ers, and it was a good one. The Bruins on the board first. Chris Brown hands it to Eric Ketton, who runs it into the house. PAT missed. 76ers now with possession. Quarterback Alex Vasquez runs it up the middle. That leads to a Jason Lamb rushing TD. The 76ers take a 7-6 lead. The Bruins punch back. Brown fakes the handoff, takes it himself, diving into the end zone. 12-7 Bruins at the half. Third quarter, Shubham Bandri now in at quarterback, hands it to Ketton. He breaks free and turns on the Jets. Touchdown Bruins. It's 18-7 Santa Clara. Santa Clara gets a field goal to make it 21-7, but the Sixers begin their comeback. Vasquez connects with Isaiah Gonzalez for a big first down right there. A terrific catch. Next, it's Lamb running it in for his second TD of the night. Indy down by just 7. With 1 minute left to play in the game, the Sixers send this one into overtime as Vasquez finds Gonzalez, who brings it home, and we're tied at 21-all. Indy gets the ball first in OT. Lamb with a nice TD run up the middle. Santa Clara answers back. Ketton at quarterback, muscling into the end zone. PAT missed. We're not done yet. Santa Clara with the ball in the second OT. Ketton once again diving in for his 4th score of the night. 33-27 Bruins. Sixers looking to force another OT, but John Ramirez and Dante Candler get the sack as Santa Clara gets a thrilling victory. The Bruins going on to face the Leland Chargers in the next round of the CCS playoffs.
We're going straight to the highlights from the Fremont-Cupertino game Friday. Diego Zamora with the QB keeper, and he plunges in for the first points of the game. 7-0 Pioneers. Cupertino on the attack again. Hand it to Joey Wilson, and look at him break tackles. No one's going to catch him. 14-0 Coop after 1. Fremont looking to respond, but Dominic Stewart comes up with the pick to keep the 14-point lead intact at halftime. But Fremont's got something brewing in the third. Roman Stein will connect with Isaiah Cardenas on the slant to cut the deficit in half. Still in the third quarter now, and Stein throws a bullet right to Rodney Chand for the touchdown to tie it up at 14 after 3. Now 21-14 Cupertino in the fourth, and Roman Stein heaves one deep to Chan, who makes the grab and rolls untouched for 6. The point after is good, ties things up at 21. Pioneers answer right back, give it to Alex Brockhouse, and he's gonna do the rest, sprinting past the defenders down the sideline for the TD. 28-21 Coop. The Firebirds not giving up without a fight. Stein scrambles out of the pocket and connects with Chan for his third touchdown of the night to knot it up at 28 after regulation. First overtime now, and it's Bruckhaus getting it done again. 35-28 Coop. Fremont now digging deep in the playbook. Jonathan Gutierrez takes the pitch and connects with Chan in the back of the zone to send it to second overtime. Fremont would score first, but Cupertino not giving up just yet. Hand it to Bruckhaus again, and he finds the zone for the fourth time. It's tied at 42. Third OT now, and Zamora finds an open Joey Wilson for the touchdown. 49-42 Pioneers. Fremont looking to force a fourth overtime, but the pass is incomplete, and Cupertino holds on to win it 49-42 in triple overtime.
Coming up, the Serra Padres and St. Francis Lancers both would win state titles. Action from their section title meeting next.
And the story of the Los Gatos football player and his dedication to his mom, the Frankie Palisso story, when we come back.
Two teams that would become state champs met in the CCS final game on December 12th.
Serra and St. Francis playing for the second time this season. The Padres winning the first meeting and the league title. The Lancers looking for revenge.
Blockbuster game, yeah.
Exciting game here at Independence High School as the Lancers and Padres fight for the CCS Open Division title. These two teams are no strangers, with the Padres being victorious in the regular season and the league championship game. The Lancers hoping the third time's a charm. For St. Francis, look for senior Darrell Page. The explosive running back is averaging 146 yards a game. For the 10-2 Padres, it'll be QB Luke Batari, who's completing nearly 70% of his passes while averaging 15 yards per completion. It's St. Francis and Serra for the Open Division title in tonight's Block Construction Blockbuster game. St. Francis starts out here on the 25-yard line. QB Reed Vettel hands it to star running back Darrell Page, and look at this guy move. 71 yards to the house. Page, that's how you start off a championship game. Padres answer back. QB Luke Batari connects with Andres Atkins, and he runs it in for the touchdown. Little time left in the first quarter. Serra with the ball. Batari throws it to wide open Isaiah Kendrick, and there's no stopping him. Padres take the 14-7 lead. Second quarter, Serra extends its lead as Batari connects with Atkins. He plunges into the end zone. It's 21-7 Padres. Lancers punch back. Vettel throws a lob. Therefore, the catch and touchdown is Evan Williams to cut the deficit to 7. We're back from the half with the Padres receiving the kickoff. Malachi Rango with the ball. He escapes, and he could go all the way. Rango with the touchdown. Padres lead by 14. It's fourth down for Serra. Luke Hackett Provenzano back to punt, but it's a fake. He takes off to the far side and gets the first down and more. That leads to a Damon Lewis field goal, making it 31-17 Padres. The Lancers get to work in the fourth. Vettel hands it to Page. He busts up the middle for the touchdown. Lancers bring it within 7, and with less than 2 minutes to play, Vettel connects with Williams, who makes the amazing touchdown catch. The Lancers go for 2, but the pass is just out of reach. Serra holds on, winning this nail-biter 31-30. The Padres are back-to-back champions of the CCS Open Division. Kendrick with a few words after the game.
Our emotions were all over the place. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. But no, at the start of the fourth quarter, Coach brought us all together and said all the work that we've done all year will pay off right here and just give it all we got. Our bond off and on the field, we're very tight together. You know, we joke around with each other, but at the same time, we're very serious, and we come together and get the job done.
In San Jose with our blockbuster game, I'm Kiara Biagini, 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
And amazing that both those teams, St. Francis and Serra, went on to win state titles, both of them.
The WCAL had a great showing this season for the football.
They really did.
Yeah, definitely. We close tonight's special year-end show with a salute to Nancy Palisso. Nancy is an old friend of the show who has 5 children who played high school sports.
That's right, and her youngest, Frankie, was a standout for the Los Gatos Wildcats this season, playing with a heavy heart after the passing of his mom this past spring. The Palisso family has graced the Bay Area high school sports world with 5 siblings all playing high school sports. Frankie Palisso is the final of the 5, the baby, wearing number 43 for the Los Gatos Wildcats.
These guys are like my brothers, and they treat me the way I want to be treated, and I treat them the way they want to be treated. And we all love each other, and it's a family out here.
But in his senior season, Frankie will be playing with a broken heart. He wanted nothing more than to have his mom, Nancy, watch him play his final year of high school ball, to watch him walk across the stage at graduation. But this past summer, Nancy succumbed to her 7-year battle with Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, it was tough. She went from a mom that would run a 5K every day and go to work and come home and make us dinner and be the most lively person in the house to kind of just kind of started fading away just years and years on end.
The AAU girls, I would play a lot with my 7th graders, and I noticed some weakness in my foot. And I was a runner, and on a rainy day, I actually ended up running on a treadmill, and I could hear the delay in the foot. And that's what started the process.
You know, my mom was our biggest fan. The dinners, the lunches before games, the notes that she'd leave us. You know, those little details, that's really what makes me upset that Frank doesn't get that. But to watch him in the person that he continues to, the young man he continues to turn into without her here physically is a true testimony of just who he is as a person.
As a basketball star at Pinewood School, Sammy played while her mom watched and corralled the rest of the kids. Nancy saw her other daughters, Bailey and Carly, play their high school games, even as her health deteriorated. A fine athlete herself, Nancy was forced to watch Frank's junior year from a wheelchair at the Los Gatos games. She was here last year, and now she is not.
I just think play for her, because I know she's watching, so I just play for her, and it's tough knowing that she's not actually here, but I know in my heart that she's with me always.
The experience has humbled Frankie, making him grow up in a hurry.
Absolutely, it sure does. I mean, you know, nobody wants to see your parent go through that, and so you're subjected to things that, you know, you hope never happen or happen at a much older age. But you know, what a wonderful family.
And that family has pulled together like one great big hug, and they will be together on graduation day as Frankie walks across the stage to receive his diploma.
I know that day's gonna be hard, but I just want to make her proud. And even though she's not here, she's probably one of the biggest reasons I am here. So I'm just gonna thank her.
So Frankie continues to battle on the field. He'll play basketball this year, his mom's favorite sport, then off to college, eager to continue his fight in honor of his mom. That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein, hoping you all had a terrific holiday season.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to join us next week for a full slate of winter sports and the story of the Richmond soccer player and his journey from Nepal to Richmond. We'll see you then.